I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. And because we have a lot of people that need to leave really quickly, I would like to move to readjust the agenda to put appointments and the oath of office and ascension right now. Instead of later.
Second motion.
Okay. Is everybody in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. So for the ascension, we have Senator 2 open, Representative 2 and Representative 5 open. So, Andrina, would you like the office of Senator 2?
Yes, I would.
Okay, okay. That means, yes, Kayla, would you like the office of Representative 1?
Yes.
Okay. Izzy, would you like the office of Representative 2?
Yeah.
I just thought about that. Okay. And then there are, moving on, there are a lot of students that have become involved in SGA and have shown that they are willing to work hard and work with the current officers. So I'd like to appoint 4 people today for office. The first is Mike. All the officers, we have Andrina, Kayla, Izzy, Daniel, and I. Of those officers, plurality vote for Mike. Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Okay. Congratulations, Mike. You are now representative 4. And I would also like to nominate Aslan for the office of Representative 5. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Yay, Aslan! Okay. And I would like to nominate PJ for the office of Representative 6. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Okay.
Yay, PJ! And I would also like to nominate Kimberly for the office of Representative 7. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. What's up, Izzy? Do you have
No. I was aye. Good.
all opposed say nay? Okay.
Madam President,
Yes.
if I may, now you all can second a motion. You have to be officers, so in order to do that, okay? All right, that's all I had, thank you.
Okay, and so everybody who just ascended or was nominated to office, please stand up and raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I state your name.
I
Do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
to carry out the duties as your position,
To
carry out the duties of Representative 2
as stated in the Constitution
as stated in the Constitution
of the Florida State College at Jacksonville,
at the Florida State College of Jacksonville
Student Government Association,
Student Government Association,
and will uphold this Constitution
and will uphold this Constitution
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities.
Okay, congratulations, everybody. And everybody who has to leave, can leave. Okay. Yay. Moving on to roll call. Did you have something before we
And that can now go to
Yes.
the agenda.
Okay,
No.
Kayla, do you want to start with roll call? Kayla, that representative. Woo-woo! You are representative.
One about me.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah, she's got
Yeah,
you.
I've got, alright, Rasmus Austin, Representative 5.
I'm 6. Right. Okay. Just making sure.
Wait, what was your name?
Ah, man, I don't know. That's a good question. I'll say
Everybody-
mine.
This is Pascal or PJ.
Pascal, PJ, Lottie, same thing.
Representative.
Representative 6. All the same thing. Yeah.
My name is Kimberly Thatch. I'm Representative 7.
Woo!
Yes.
I'm Ainsley Darden. I'm a student.
Yay!
Yeah.
Coming.
Christopher Rodriguez, Student Volunteer Coordinator.
I'm the voice behind the camera. Just
Yay.
advisor. Yeah.
I'm Danish, the Danish, Senator 1.
Jeez. Representative 2. So easy.
I'm Mike Cornell, Representative 4.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Yerwitz, Vice President.
Landesco.
And a number of other clubs.
And number 1.
And I'm Sarah Lynch, SGA President. Okay, approval of minutes. If Danish, if you would switch to the minutes so that we can look them over and if you guys see any mistakes or corrections that we need to make, now's the time to do that.
Where's the minutes?
We didn't open that.
Okay, so go over there and then it's gonna be on the top right. Right there. So these are minutes from our last meeting. That's,
It's loading right now.
okay,
And then there were minutes.
that's it. Okay. Old business?
I forgot about that advertisement. I feel like these
Should
actually.
make a motion.
Yeah.
Say I moved to.
Theme of the dance.
Yeah, I was gonna go over this, the theme of the dance, we changed it to, from A Night in Venice to Fire and Ice.
Didn't you have like something in Paris before that too?
Yeah, we were,
Was it midnight in Paris?
going, we
Yeah, it was
had a
midnight.
few different things that we were, debating about, and then the theme committee made a decision on Fire and Ice. Can we,
Let's keep order. Go ahead.
can we put a note at the end of the old business spring dance thing that the theme is now Fire and Ice? Going down. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion, second.
Okay, so when you make a motion, this is good practice, you would say, I move. The verb to make a motion is, I move.
So we can't say any motion?
No, because you're introducing a motion to the floor,
Okay.
so you would say, I move to approve the minutes.
Oh, okay. So you're not making a motion.
I'm asking somebody for a motion
Okay, so
to approve.
I move this motion.
So I move to
Okay,
approve.
I move to.
You move to.
Okay.
Is it those to approve the minutes?
I move to approve it. Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. The minutes are approved. Okay, moving on to old business. Suggestions, we got some feedback yesterday about suggestions. Subway, Don Button has said that although the lease is up in 2017, we can put together a list of items that we would like Subway to have, such as a smoothie or something else. So I am going to work with Jacinda to get a list of items that they can possibly carry and then bring that to you guys when that happens. Okay, to the officers. And then,
Madam President,
yes,
would you consider possibly, because we talked about the S word that I dread, survey, however, maybe a quick committee, an ad hoc committee to gather the list, if it can be done within a week, that may be something that you could do. So
Okay,
it's not
yeah,
just
sure.
you and I.
we need a
We
motion for
need a
that.
motion for that.
Okay. Is there a motion to have a committee to make a list for Subway?
I do this will be recommended.
Is there a second? Very good.
We need to practice that. So don't say, I move this motion. Those two
Okay.
words don't have to go together necessarily. They don't have to, but you can say, I move to make a list or form a committee for Subway. Okay, all right. So,
So now, okay. Take a deep breath. I move to make a list. Check the list.
Make a committee to make a list.
Okay, so I move to make a committee to make this.
Awesome.
Okay.
Is there a
Sound better?
second?
I second the move.
Okay. Is there somebody who would like to volunteer to be the head of that, chair of that committee?
That's how we place it.
We would, Kelly, can do that?
Yeah.
Thank you. And then, is there somebody else who would help her with that?
I'll help her out.
Okay.
Both of us.
Yeah, man.
Teamwork, skills.
Okay, and then I would just need that by next Friday. And then, also, did you want to talk about free coffee? What's going on? Just, okay, I can talk about free coffee. We had a suggestion that we have free coffee available for students in the mornings. So, Jacinda is gonna go shopping and get supplies for that, and I'm not sure, it should be starting pretty soon. Don't have a definite date, but as soon as I know, then y'all will know.
Do you have a, you know where you're gonna be putting the coffee machine?
Student life,
yes.
Is there tea included in that suggestion or just coffee?
I mean, it was just coffee.
Maybe hot water and coffee.
Just tea or something.
Hot water and coffee.
Hot water and coffee. And also, could we get donations from maybe a local business that sells coffee? 'Cause I know Publix may have donation forms or something of that sort.
Madam President?
Yes.
May I speak on that? So with donations can be a lengthy process because they usually require so many months ahead of time. So right now, we are not poor, so we have money to actually buy coffee. And then we have some tea packets for hot water. It wasn't a suggestion, but I mean, if that's a demand, we can definitely do that. That can be similar to the hot chocolate bar that we serve. And when I say similar, I mean coffee and tea, no hot chocolate, since we're talking about possibly every day. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Any more questions before we move on? Okay. Now on to the spring dance. We are on to marketing now. As we said before, our theme is Fire Nights. Pretty excited about that. We're looking at decorations and we are really needing to start pushing marketing. We have save the dates flyers that we are going to be giving out to people. Yes, we did.
Please hand me first.
Just we like Sarah was saying, we did print out some flyers, and I actually went to Professor Romo's class and had some flyers and so briefly spoke to them about it. So that was cool.
All right. do.
Okay, my question is, the first one, did you get a flyer?
Yeah.
You said yes. I was thinking about talking to other campuses, because I said we're getting FS engaged students.
Yep.
So
That's a good idea.
kind of did talk to the VP K campus.
Okay.
She just come to
Rebecca?
meetings. Yeah,
Rebecca
Rebecca.
Campbell.
Yeah, Rebecca Campbell. I took him out from her.
Yeah.
The father, yeah, it's a huge reason. I didn't even know it's complicated. Thank you. Back to competition. I want to try to talk to other campuses, SGAs, maybe this downtown, camp downtown and South Campus would be a good start. I know South and Kent has a lot of students there. It's all.
That might be something we can mention at the e-board meeting tomorrow.
Yes.
And then that'll be an easy way to tell the presidents, and then it can branch off from there.
Okay.
And maybe we can bring flyers with us, just in there.
Just point of information, we can, within just kind of the whole one college theme, the coordinators and VPs and presidents, we have each other's email addresses. So even in addition to mentioning it, we can just forward the flyer as well, college-wide, and that will help with that college-wide marketing. So that's an easier piece in a sense. So that doesn't take a lot of, heavy legwork for us. One of the things though that you all would need to do as students, just as Daniel has done on this campus, is to go to classes, and that's kind of the best marketing tool, just word of mouth, ask for a few minutes of time to talk in the class about this wonderful, endeavor that we're offering our students, okay?
Did you have a question?
Yeah, could we bring some of the flyers to our recruited events?
The Rethreaded event is actually going to be mostly SGA members and close SGA Meeting ambassador. So I think that it might be repetitive. We could talk more about, what do you think, Jacinda? But I think it's going to be mostly the same people that were at the e-board meeting.
Well, Aslan, what I'm hearing is you say flyers to the event. So the actual event is on Saturday. So if possible, we can ask the organizers if we can have flyers at that Saturday event, since our efforts will be benefiting Rethreaded. And so that may be a wonderful way for the two to kind of connect that way. So that's what I'm hearing in a sense. I don't know if that's what you meant, but I think it's a great idea. So I know I'm going to be volunteering with that event tomorrow. So if I will try to have some flyers on hand to talk to the event organizer to see if we can actually have that there at the dance. The only thing is that it's really only still for FSCJ students. Okay, so that's the thing that we have to make sure, that we clarify. Okay.
So if we
With one guest, yes.
should we make a flyer that says profits go to Rethreaded for you to bring to the Rethreaded event tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And since the flyer has already been approved, we can kind of add that tagline without submitting reapproval. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Kimberly?
About the marketing, and I know Pascal has talked about marketing it to the other campuses. I'm concerned about Kent campus specifically. Since I've noticed when I've gone there, they make the closing time for like their room at 2 o'clock. And it's a very quiet campus, so much around nighttime. I'm concerned about how the message is going to be spread out.
During, yeah, it's true. News of the future.
Okay, so you're concerned that
It seems
what
less
closes it to? Student life?
the room where like you know how our room is closed until 6, theirs closes early.
Student life.
Well, on Mondays.
Just don't know, but I went there.
What day? Because if you went there on a Friday, it's possible they close at 2, but
I think I went on. When was the lecture for Homer economics?
Oh, that was during the week. That was like a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah,
they
and they
closed
closed
for
that
the
too.
election?
No,
Or
it was in a
before
different room. The Homer economics is at auditorium. But I went around 4 and 5, and it was closed at 2. So that's
Cinda, just something to say about that.
Did you wanna go first, Mike? I'm sorry. Your hand was
It was gonna be about the advertising. So.
Okay, let me so another point of information, one of the best things to do is to go on line, fscj.edu, and check the office hours for each campus. Most of the campus office hours for Student Life are Monday through Thursday, 8 until 6. So I'm willing to bet something that they might have been closed for a special reason. It might not have been attached to that lecture, but it could have been something else. But the way to clarify that is to go online and just make sure. But usually the summertime is the only time that those office hours would be different. Every campus closes early on Friday, as President Lynch has mentioned. But other than that, throughout the week, it's usually 8 until 6 because that's when the campus operating hours are. In Student Life, we have to align with the campus operating hours. Okay.
All right, I actually have 2, maybe 3 things. I would like to make a video about the whole spring fling dance, and I'm asking if anyone would like to be in the video with me. PJ, you are on the marketing committee with me for it, so you would be the first person to have an opinion on it.
You look so fancy.
You do look so fancy. You look snazzy. So we can talk about it a little bit more later, but we could also come up with a script, and maybe if someone else wanted to help, we could have different effects come in, props, any ideas I'm open to. And along with that, I know that we have the TV studio lab here, and I know that that is college-wide, all of the FSCJ campuses. If I could maybe talk to them, I could possibly be able to broadcast to all the campuses.
Is that possible this year?
I don't know, but it's worth asking.
Yeah.
Worth asking.
Okay. Any more comments or suggestions? PJ?
Add to that, I also was thinking about doing maybe like some type of sort of not a showcase, but almost like an event to try to get people to know more about the fact that we're having this dance. Also, another thing which I maybe just leave my brain right now. It's gonna work. Nothing right now. I'll probably ask.
Okay, so maybe you can talk to me after the meeting a little bit more about the showcase, or when I see you.
Events. Yes.
Yeah, for the event.
Could we advertise our event, the spring dance, in our recruitment table?
Just about to say that.
And
Pretty much.
may we advertise setting up for it? We're gonna need help
Setting up,
setting
taking down.
setting up.
No.
Who's on that? Was that
Was that a separate committee that we set up?
you? Who said that you were gonna keep?
I'm on the security committee, so what else?
No,
Staffing.
the volunteers for that night.
I mentioned it.
You mentioned.
That needs to be a committee. But are you asking if I'm the one that
Oh,
said
I
I'd
thought that
chair it?
somebody already was. I thought that you were.
Oh,
I'm
no.
trying to push it on you.
Yeah, I'm just security,
Okay.
which is already taken care of. So yeah, we will need
Help us
I can
volunteers.
I'll definitely help you out with
Okay.
volunteer, and then like I already have a list of volunteers that I can probably email and be like, hey,
Volunteer
spring dance, would you like to
That'd be
help set
I
up?
think I mentioned Chris. Maybe that's what I did. Sounds
Because I
good.
remember we
That
did
sounds
talk about it.
familiar.
I thought he was on there
Yeah, I thought Chris was in charge of the volunteer.
In charge? Not yet.
Okay.
Not quite.
Mike?
I do have one question about that. Are we
Yes.
going to have to clean up that night after it is over?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
It's gonna be a late night. We're gonna get some coffee.
That was I just wanted to clarify, the dance is on Friday.
On a Friday.
Just have to make
Yes.
Oh.
Because it was a Saturday.
Anything else?
What time is it? Sorry.
11?
11, yeah. So we'll probably be there until like.
Yeah. One.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm down.
Do we have an event like posted on Facebook? Maybe we can also send a link to.
Yes.
I think it'd be easier to send it to the other FSCJs as well and have that on the page. Oh yeah,
That's a good idea.
Pretty fire nice,
So
yes.
Facebook.
Can we get it on our actual website?
It's a fire nurse.
We get it on the FSCJ website.
Fire
Yeah, I can
nurse.
Oh,
work on that.
Woo! That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's just share that.
No, I think
Okay. Okay, anything else on spring dance? Move on. Okay, moving on to new business. Tomorrow we have the e-board meeting, which is only available for current officers. And at 5 p.m. we have, 5 PJ, thanks for coming.
You're welcome. That's
And-
an awesome.
At 5 p.m. we have the refresh event, which we, how do I word that? That we already have people coming that are going.
The opportunities for volunteering are closed. And I think they were closed as of Friday.
Opportunities for volunteering are closed. See me after about that. Okay.
So who is signed up for, like, as far as, so none of us are or some of us are?
If you are speaking to me about it, then you're going.
there?
The actual event.
It's called the
I'm sure that they okay.
Really?
Anyway,
Madam President,
okay, so, yes.
point of clarification. The Friday opportunity is closed. The Saturday opportunity is still open. They need volunteers on Saturday as well for the actual Mukti celebration. And so Mukti, just for, information, means freedom, okay? Because I don't know how many of you know about Rethreaded. Yay, nay?
yeah.
Anyone want to talk about Rethreaded? Or I can. Okay. So Rethreaded is a local organization. The founder, I was just kind of looking this up yesterday, very interesting young lady. She spent some time in Africa. She has a passion for basically the subject of human trafficking. And so a lot of the women that are targeted with the organization have been a part of that human, trafficked population. So their stories are incredible. What Rethreaded does, it gives them an opportunity, to kind of make something beautiful out of their experiences. So it focuses on the artistic healing, the artistic process and the healing that can take place through that. So they'll make beads, other types of jewelry. There are even shirts and things that are created with kind of just that whole rethreaded structure in mind. So the celebration is actually a big fundraising event that they do every year, but it definitely requires a lot of volunteers. Friday evening, SGA will kind of be helping to prep for that, but Saturday they will need help with fundraising. So if you're interested, the actual celebration on Saturday is from 10 to 11. They really need more people on the evening shift, kind of toward 8 to 11, because that seems to be lacking. It's going to be at the new Unity Plaza, and then the actual organization, Rethreaded, is located on Barnett Street. I'm going to have to literally Google it myself, or what's the word? Because I don't know how to get there. So I'm going to have to use my little driving GPS it. That's what I was trying to say. So I'm going to have to GPS it myself to get there. So, but yeah, that's Rethreaded. It should be very cool. And then we're also going to work with them on the spring dance. Thank you.
So there were some people who were asking me questions about Rethreaded. The address is 820 Barnett Street, and that's 32209. And just, you would want to wear comfy clothes.
Closed toe shoes.
Closed-toe shoes. It will probably be cool, yeah.
It's in the morning, we'll bet.
It's no.
Any more questions about that? Nope. And we have TEDx tonight at 6 o'clock in G1709.
Mm-hmm.
Go to that. That's, what's it, 6:15?
6:30.
6:30 now?
It was always 6:30.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's not at 6:15, it's at 6:30.
6:30.
At 6:30, okay. And that's the first one at our campus, so that's pretty exciting.
No problems.
What are you talking about?
The TEDx on sex trafficking is going to be 2 videos, then we have 2 other speakers coming in, and if you'd like to come, like she said, it's at 6:30, and you have to register for it.
How do you register?
They should have sent out an email. I received it.
You did?
I
didn't get anything either.
On the flyer, do you have the
It does say on the flyer.
Yeah.
We have
That's the
flyers
best
outside
way.
of student life.
So you have to register before 6:30?
I'm sure you could register there. It's just for
Yeah.
your future events, retirements, or
Yeah, exactly. They're, because registration is low, they're not quite sure how many they're going to expect. However, they're not going to turn you away at the door. It's just kind of literally a pre-registration process, so you don't have to sit there and put your name, your this and your that for them to contact you. But you can still get in if you did not register.
Okay. And then we have a February conference on the 27th and the 28th. We're going to Gulf Coast State College, which is in Panama City. And Retta should be going with us. And we've asked Danish because they are the 2 senior officers that haven't gone to a conference yet. So there will be just 4 of us because it wasn't a lock-in. And we'll be staying for 2 nights, I think, right? 2 nights.
One night.
We're staying Thursday night, and it's all Friday. We're coming up back Friday. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna sleep on the go right now. Okay. So, we all, yeah. Any questions about that? No, you explain it. You don't know what a conference is?
Every so often, the Student Government Association. So, in the state of Florida, there are 28 state colleges. 28 state colleges are affiliated with the Florida College Student Government Association. And every so often, we get together. This one's a District 4 conference, so only the colleges, which are the east of the Panhandle.
Yeah, I think there's 7 or 8.
7 or 8, we get together for a District 4 conference and we go through a lot of leadership training. We talk about, I'm assuming, the legislative issues in April that we submitted. And it's just
Good time for bonding.
good time for bonding.
Yeah.
And then the one in April, we're going to Tallahassee. So that's another conference. And are we still doing the 4th one?
What? What'd you say?
Remember?
That is the 4th one.
No, I mean the Washington DC one.
No.
No.
This is, instead of Washington DC, this year they're doing this one in Panama City.
Okay. That works.
Okay. And any questions on that? The April conference is, I have it in my calendar. Yep. True.
I want to say it's right before
April 8th through
elections.
10th.
Yeah.
Okay, and we also have SGA elections coming up, so you can run for office for president, senator, one.
What does that mean?
Senator 1 and all the odd number representatives, all the way to 13, will be open for, to be able to run. And then that also means that if you're in an odd numbered position right now, you have to rerun, right? So that means, right, just
Yes.
somebody can run for your position.
Someone can run.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you should be uncontested. But if someone says, I want to be Rep 5, then you would have to campaign.
So that would be, so just to clarify, that would be Kayla as Representative 1, Maddie, Aslan as Representative 5, and Kimberly as Representative 7.
So point of clarification, will your name be on the ballot? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
they have to go through the nomination process, or because they're in the position just
Only if someone runs
wants to contest?
once it's contested.
Don't they have
Even
to?
then, say again?
Don't they have to, because it's a year position,
It's right.
and then it's re-election?
Mhm.
Even if I wanted to run for president, I would have to get 50 signatures.
Yeah. let me research that, but even though I'm going to say yes, because ascension and appointments can otherwise be very easy, and it kind of takes away from the process if we didn't allow for you all to run. So do prepare to get, the application, all of that in. Okay.
And I have those applications right here. The due date is April 14th. And what you need is the application, which has your schedule, and you give us like your GPA. And then you need to get 50 signatures to be on the ballot, to be able to run. And it's just those two sheets, right?
Yes.
If you want to run for president, you need to get 2 letters of recommendation as well.
I'm a little hard for
So feel free to talk to me about if you need help with any of that process. And as I said, I have the sheets right here. Yes, let me talk about you're better with numbers than I am.
So keep in mind to run when you're up for re-election or you're planning on running, you need a 2.5 GPA.
Yeah.
And that's that you need to maintain an overall 2.0 GPA.
And one of the requirements of being an officer is being able to attend meetings. So if you are not able to attend 3 of the meetings, it's possible for you to be impeached. So that's a huge part of being an officer. Any questions? Okay. I have made an involvement sheet, which I'm going to revamp and make more exciting. And it looks like this. It's two-sided, and it has all the clubs, student government, and volunteering, and then how to make a new club. And that's just because I've had people ask me for just a list of clubs real quick, and that's just a hard copy. So I put that out on the table outside of Student Life. We can put it on the recruitment table, and then if somebody comes in, these are in the SGA office. Like as soon as you walk in to the right, so that's where they are. Okay, and now for open discussion. You sent me an email about coffee, Chick-fil-A. Is that what we already talked about?
Just to mention it, that February is free coffee month at Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Yes, so I just kind of wanted to give that information out there. Huh?
You get free coffee all month long? Free refill? No, they probably have.
We're going to put it on, I would say check Facebook, everyone that's logging in. Yeah, but I would say check Facebook because we have posted that information. I just saw like a small cup, so I don't know about refills, but the tagline says February is free coffee month. So.
Is it basically a tall at Starbucks, or is it smaller than that?
It might just be regular.
It looks like it's kind of like a regular McDonald's size coffee. Yeah. The kind of coffee that I think is requested, just a general cup of brew that we're requested to provide. So, yeah. Until we do it, I'd say stop by Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Anything else? Madam President? Oh.
Okay, I wanted to talk about a better time for SGA meetings. Well, we're missing 3 officers. Does this time work for everybody right now that's here?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody can commit to being on time?
Yes.
Okay. Saw you running in, Izzy, thank you.
Sometimes I have to be at the
Then you'll join us for your
Yes,
live
ma'am,
meeting?
I will. I will.
Okay.
You have a class at North Campus?
No, I'm just teasing.
It's a great question for Slipper, thank you. I was about to ask him as well.
I do Monday nights.
Anyway. That's a good first Okay, and then I'll go ahead and get Andrea, that's good with her, and then Pascal. So I think that this time is, yes.
What about 3 o'clock? Would that be any worse, any better?
Worse.
Worse? Okay. For you, it would be worse?
No, I can make it.
Kimberly, what do you think?
I mean, I'm fine as long as it's not at 2:00, so,
Okay.
cause I have class.
Don't you have class till 2:20?
We
That's why I said like, it can't start at 2:00.
Yeah.
Izzy, what do you think?
2:30 works.
Honestly.
Honestly.
2:30 is good, but what about 3?
That's no big
Depends
deal.
on what
People
I
have
have
to
to
do.
do. Most of the time, things is around that 4, 3:30, 3:00.
Just quick point of information. One of the gentlemen talking now critiqued the sound from the computer. So if everyone could talk loudly when they're talking, that would help.
Yeah, is he?
Loudly and clearly so that the computer can pick it up. Thank you.
Thanks for
Make it hard to
joining
transfer.
us.
Information.
So
3 is not good for you.
Yeah, 3 is not. It's
Wait.
not comfortable. It's
Okay.
not good, but at the same time, it's not comfortable. Really not.
Okay.
Only because that. I guess.
6:15 and we would
Six
stop.
15, but I have to give some their ride.
Every single time. Okay, Mikey?
I think 2:30 is perfectly fine.
Okay, 2:30.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can get to it just by clicking.
Anything else for open discussion? Jacinta, did you have something you wanted to talk about?
No, I think it's on another.
Go on. Go on. What'd you say? Oh, shit.
Does anybody else have anything to talk about?
No.
Okay, so if you don't have anything to talk about, I'm gonna join the meeting.
Student council.
Yes,
So
that was it. That's super important.
There we go.
I need someone to come and figure out where we are with Google Hangouts. So I'm gonna talk.
Possibly.
So if you and Chris could plant yourselves here and try to figure out what just happened. I'm gonna talk about the student council. So Dr. Chris Holland, who is our current Vice President of Student Services, he would like to begin a college-wide student council. We could say synonymous to a student cabinet that would meet with him on a regular basis to basically, I guess, discuss college issues at large and how they affect students. The student council is not limited to SGA. So I'm going to make this announcement here. I'm also going to make it tomorrow at all leaders before our e-board meeting. So what I am asking, if you are interested in being a part of that without knowing, just general interest, because I do not know how often right now, I do not know what day and time the meetings are, but if you are interested in the concept, I'm asking that you email me that, yay or nay, by tomorrow, 3 p.m., because a group of student life staff here will talk about the names and we will submit that forward. So like I said, if you are just general interest, I'm interested in serving, and then I'll make a further decision or a firmer decision later on, then email me that information by tomorrow, 3 p.m. Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, what's your email?
Very good question. So you can email that to jlegons, JLEGONS, at fscj.edu. Yes.
And I'd like to know what the difference is between student council and student government, because what you're describing sounds like an e-board meeting. Because we're addressing student concerns at a college level, which would be e-board.
Let me clarify that, because I could be stating the mission of that a little incorrectly. So I will clarify that and bring that to the next meeting.
Okay.
But because he said that it is not limited to SGA, I am assuming that there is a difference. Will this take the place of SGA? Definitely not. Okay.
So is there a difference between, are they gonna be making decisions versus SGA making decisions, or?
What kind of decisions does SGA make right now?
College that impact when it comes to like brainstorming for like events, college-wide issues, changes to our constitution.
That would be SGA, so I would say no at the moment, but then once again, because that would take the place of SGA, and the student council is not supposed to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So if you have these questions, and you know, you may want to serve on the student council,
Okay. Any other questions for Jacinda about that?
but that's great.
Anything else that anybody wants to talk about? Any concerns? Okay. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn this.
Is there a second?
I second.
We're adjourned. Hey, are you not gonna?
Let's stop the
Oh,
broadcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yes.
Please
yes.